In the shadowy depths of the internet where reality blurs with the supernatural, urges the tale of Mark, struggling YouTuber. His insatiable thirst for the Macabre led him into a perilous world of creepypasta. Born from lifelong fascination, this descent into online horror would unlock a darkness beyond imagination. Unknowingly, he confront chilling challenges, each more sinister than the last. Join us on this macabre and seek where the line between digital and diabolical blurs, where fame's cost may be one's very soul. This is the macabre Odyssey of CreepyMark, a descent that lingers, haunting your thoughts long after screens fade to black.
The Macabre Odyssey of CreepyMark. In the shadows of the internet, there was a struggling YouTuber named Mark. He lived in a dimly lit apartment, surrounded by a collection of dusty horror novels and vintage horror movie posters that spoke of his deep-rooted fascination with the macabre. For years, Mark had been trying to make a name for himself in the world of online content creation. But his subscriber count remained stuck in the double digits. His YouTube channel, CreepyMark's Tales, was a quiet corner of the internet with only a handful of loyal viewers. Mark's obsession with horror ran deep, stemming not only from the classic tales of yesteryear, but also from the modern world of creepypasta. He was an avid fan of the genre, spending countless hours exploring the darkest corners of the web, reading and sharing chilling tales that sent shivers down his spine. Growing up in a quiet suburban neighborhood, Mark's fascination with the eerie had been nurtured by his parents, both avid horror fans. They shared spine-chilling tales around the campfire and allowed him to watch classic horror films that left an indelible mark on his psyche. The dark nights of his childhood were often punctuated by the distant howling of wolves, adding to the mysterious ambiance that seemed to permeate his life. As Mark entered the age of the internet, he discovered a new avenue for his horror fixation, creepypasta. The tales of Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, and other internet-born horrors captivated his imagination like never before. Mark was not just a passive observer, he became an active member of the online horror community, sharing and discussing the darkest tales the internet had to offer. One night, after yet another disheartening look at his stagnant YouTube channel, Mark received an unexpected message. It was from a user named Whispering Shadow, and it promised him a chance to finally break free from his struggling creator status. The message was cryptic, teasing Mark with promises of unlocking the darkest secrets of the internet and the macabre if he was willing to take a perilous journey. Desperation gnawed at Mark's soul. His love for horror was undeniable, but his YouTube channel remained in obscurity, with no sign of growth. He agreed to meet Whispering Shadow at an isolated, decaying building, in hopes of finding the breakthrough he desperately craved. Armed with his camera and a flicker of hope, Mark ventured to the rendezvous point, capturing every step of his journey, eager to document the beginning of his rise to fame. As he stepped inside the abandoned structure, Mark felt a chill crawl up his spine, and a sense of unease washed over him. The place seemed frozen in time, shrouded in a darkness that felt alive, as if it whispered sinister secrets to anyone who dared to listen. Whispering Shadow materialized from the shadows, concealed beneath a tattered cloak, and offered Mark an ominous proposition. In exchange for access to a wealth of unparalleled tales of terror, Mark must agree to undergo a series of challenges. At first, these challenges seemed relatively mild, designed to test his bravery and determination. But as Mark completed each task, they grew progressively darker and more unsettling, pushing the boundaries of fear and morality. The first challenge was to spend an entire night in an isolated graveyard alone and armed only with a candle to light his way. Mark's camera captured the eerie atmosphere as he navigated the dark and haunted tombstones. Shadows seemed to come alive, and the silence was punctuated by the distant howling of wolves. Mark's followers were intrigued by this unexpected turn in his content and his subscriber count began to climb. The second challenge led Mark to a remote forest, known for its unsettling history. His mission was to find a long-forgotten, derelict cabin rumored to be cursed. Inside, he was to search for a mysterious ornate mirror, said to hold the trapped souls of those who dared to gaze into it. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and his courage, Mark ventured into the forest, documenting his journey as he found the cabin. And cautiously, he approached the eerie mirror. This episode sent shockwaves through his growing audience, as they couldn't get enough of the eerie and bizarre content. The third challenge took Mark to an abandoned mental asylum, notorious for its dark past and unexplained hauntings. His mission was to spend the night within its haunted walls, capturing any paranormal activity that he might encounter. Mark's camera would be his only companion as he navigated the asylum's labyrinthine corridors, with eerie echoes and mysterious footsteps haunting his every step. This episode was a turning point as Mark's viewership skyrocketed, drawn to the chilling and suspenseful content. As Mark completed each challenge, his YouTube following demanded more. They craved the darkness, the uncertainty, and the fear that his episodes brought. Mark's content became more visceral, his stories more terrifying, and his following grew exponentially. His subscribers praised his dedication to the craft, even as they witnessed the toll it took on his personal life and sanity. The toll on Mark's personal life and sanity became increasingly apparent. Sleepless nights, paranoia, and a growing sense of dread plagued him. His once close friends expressed concern, witnessing the profound changes in his behavior and demeanor. Doubt crept into Mark's mind. Was this all worth it? Had he ventured too far into the abyss to turn back now? Mark's YouTube followers, while entranced by his content, also began leaving comments of concern. Some asked if he was okay, while others speculated about his well-being. "Is this all worth it, Mark?" one viewer wrote. "Your content is getting darker, but at what cost?" Whispering Shadow, seemingly pleased with Mark's dedication and the terrifying content he produced, revealed their plan to meet at the abandoned building for the final challenge. The sinister entity promised that this ultimate test would push Mark to the brink of madness and grant him access to the darkest secrets of the web. Whispering Shadow's true intentions were shrouded in mystery, but it became clear that they sought to exploit Mark's obsession and push him to the limits of his sanity. The entity believed that by plunging Mark into the depths of fear and despair, they could tap into the darkness within him and harness it for their own sinister purposes. With trepidation and an audience eagerly awaiting the climax of his journey, Mark ventured to the rendezvous point, the abandoned building, to face the unknown horrors that awaited him. His followers, more fervent than ever, eagerly anticipated the shocking conclusion of CreepyMark's tales. As doubt gnawed at Mark's heart, he couldn't help but wonder if this was all a terrible mistake. Had he ventured too far into the abyss to turn back now? The abyss, however, called him ever deeper into the darkness, and he felt compelled to see it through, no matter the cost to his own sanity and soul. Mark's fate remained unknown, his channel dormant but haunted by the chilling legacy of his descent into darkness. It was a grim reminder of the dangers of sacrificing one's soul for fleeting internet fame, a story that would forever serve as a warning to those who dared to seek the dark side of the web. As for Whispering Shadow, it was rumored that the sinister entity continued to lurk in the darkest corners of the web, luring in unsuspecting souls, forever hungry for more terrifying tales to tell.
In the eerie aftermath of Mark's Odyssey, we're left with a haunted cautionary tale. A stark reminder that some horrors are best left unexplored in the shadowy depths of the internet. The macabre Odyssey of CreepyMark etches its chilling legacy into the collective memory of online creators and thrill seekers, serving as a harrowing warning as Mark's channel lies dormant. Haunted by the terrifying episodes that defined it, we confront the steep price of internet fame, The line between reality and the macabre forever blurs, reminding us of the insatiable thirst for terror that dwells within. Remember, our journey doesn't end here. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification if we have earned your patronage, and stay tuned for more spine-tingling tales exploring the boundaries of the digital and the diabolical.